On the night you were born, the moon smiled with such wonder that the stars peeked in to see you, and the night wind whispered, "Life will never be the same."
Never be the same, because there had never been anyone like you ever in the world. I did not expect him to come that week. We were at church on a Sunday evening, and kind of out of nowhere, I felt like I was leaking something. And on the drive home that night from church, I was really quiet.
I thought she was mad at me. I was like, because we had our housemate Jenny in the car, and so I didn't want to be like, "What's up, babe?"
We thought to call our birthing instructor, our doula, Cherry. Cherry advised us, see if contractions start during the night, just sit tight. I was thinking, okay, well, labor is imminent. This baby is probably going to be born within the next 24, 48 hours. I have errands to do. Moments after having arrived at home, out flows like the gush. It was definitely like, okay, labor had started. A lot of the reason why I wanted to attempt a natural birth was because I fully believed that my body was capable of doing it. Not that I knew how to birth a baby, I'd never done it before, but I had confidence that I could venture out into the water and swim.
I would say that we wanted, as much as possible, a home birth, but in the hospital. We wanted to slow things down, kind of have an environment where it's not a medical procedure.
We induced labor ourselves in the comfort of our own home in a natural way. I busted out the breast pump and began to feel the first set of real start to finish contractions.
When you're at your house, it's nice because you're at your house. Food and everything is normal, but you're also sort of like, this isn't real yet.
I remember laboring quite a bit here in the living room and on the staircase, and laboring over the kitchen counter. I remember handling a lot of contractions there. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, do you know what labor is? Do you know what labor is? You will never know because you're fixed.
I remember praying, like, Lord, if you can allow my contractions somehow to catch up to the point where we're ready to go and the midwife is still there, that would be awesome.
1:14. You're getting longer. About 4 minutes apart.
Sure enough, it was right around 4 or 4:30 or so that it was time to go to the hospital.
Beck wants to talk to you real quick. Hold on. Here you go.
I'm in between contractions, Mama. I said I'm in between contractions. I was not in this world. I have like very vague memories of what was going on. It kind of felt like a drunken state. It was like an entourage going to the hospital with all of us and our stuff and camera gear. But we were excited.
Yeah, we had our cooler packed with snacks because they're not allowed to eat, but we wanted to make sure she was well fed.
Well hydrated.
And Dad was too.
They took me back and they were like, here, change. And I'm thinking like, what do I do? I think I even peeked my head around the door and was like, how do you put on a hospital gown? I never even put on a hospital gown before. It was just, so it was a lot of new stuff.
Any problems through the pregnancy?
None.
Okay.
You were hooked up to like a million things, tubes and wires everywhere. And I was like, thank God that this is going to be over and you're not going to be like this the whole time, because how can you feel natural when you're hooked up to all this stuff?
Oh, I remember.
It was ridiculous.
I remember.
Barbara came and talked to us and was just telling us stories, and she was really funny.
All right, Sylvia. What do I do?
You could tell that she really wanted us to get there before she left at 5 to sort of help that transition into like the night shift and those people who we're not necessarily as in tune with natural birth and everything.
She really established the experience for us as a positive one. And for the remaining time that I was in labor there, it was very hands-off. We could have been laboring in our own home. After triage, we went to our labor and delivery room. You set up the speakers that we had brought and started to put
Some
on our
music.
birth playlist.
He's coming down.
Oh man, I think yeah.
He's moving down the birth canal.
Oh man.
That's good. Let's go.
Oh man, I thought I could crap my pants.
Well, if you do, we'll catch it.
That's right. Well, take care of
Figure
it.
out.
Wow.
The hardest part is just being patient. If there wasn't something for me to specifically do, I would get a little antsy. Bored's the wrong word, but just sort of like, what's next? I'm ready for the next thing.
Good job, babe.
Good job, babe. Another low point was I was like chugging on this chocolate shake. I just chugged a big swig of it, and I walked up and I was like, all right, babe, this is gonna be good. She was like, get out of my face! Is that your breath reeks? Get out! I don't know what I did, but I had to go fix my breath immediately.
You did that.
My husband was a constant. I have a lot of memories of him being in front of me, talking to me, telling me that he loved me, telling me that I was doing this, that my body was doing this. Occasionally Nathan would whisper to me his name and say, you know, Samuel John is on the way, Samuel's coming, and you can do this. We're gonna meet him in a few hours. And that was enough for me.
You can do it. You got it.
It's kind of like I was there for the moral support and encouragement and cheerleading squad, and Cherry was there as like actual physical soothing and helping.
Breathe yourself up and over. Okay.
Yeah, I need to stay on top.
Yep. Stay on top.
I remember moving around a lot. I was bending over the bed, bending over the birthing ball. I was on all fours a number of times. The most refreshing position was squatting on the toilet, backwards, like facing the wall.
Oh my gosh. That be him.
There was one contraction or series of contractions that was so intense. I just remember really bearing down to have to stay ahead of them.
You got it. You got it. Exhale. Exhale.
Oh God. And I remember sitting there on the floor thinking, I'm about to have this baby. It is time to push.
You're doing it. You're doing it. Yes, you are.
Like we're having a baby.
Contraction over.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Two cleansing breaths. And when you're ready, hold it.
I switched the music to the Sanson Music Symphony, which is Rebecca's favorite. It was really cool. I stood on one side, Cherry was on the other side. We held her hand, stroked her head, and just helped her push.
There you go. Think about what you're saying. Down under. Curl down and bring him down. There you go. Nice.
I would say things like, this is awesome, but it was amazing. And I was just in awe of being totally a participant in this birth.
Are you sure you're in labor?
Yeah.
Your face.
I know,
Amazing.
smiling.
I would hear things like, we see hair, we see his head, we see hair. And I'd bear down and push through a contraction, hold it, and I'd hear everybody around the bed say, we see more hair, we see more hair, he's coming. And it was imminent that this child's head was about to pass through. To me, that was like the best moment.
Yeah, right there. Good job. Good job.
And I just remember her letting out this woman, hear me roar, rah, as she was pushing.
There you go.
Slow and controlled. Bring him out. Slow and controlled. Little.
I was like, wow, that's my wife. Like, that's amazing.
Slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. All right. Gather it and push it. There he comes. There you go. Here he is. Here he is.
Hold him.
Push him out.
Hold him. Hold him. Oh.
I'm just gonna get him rounds up here a little.
Rub his back, Rick. Rub his back. Yeah, rub his back a little bit.
My first words were, "Oh my gosh, you're beautiful."
I was just stunned, you know, really. It was too much to take in all at once, I think. It really kind of hits you. It's like, whew, God is so pleased. God is so excited that Samuel, that this one child on the whole earth, that he exists. That's really beautiful.
I remember shortly after them putting him back on my chest, I remember like this euphoria. And I'm so thankful for that, because had I had the interference of drugs, I don't know if I would have been less with it or even with it at all. I don't know.
It wasn't instantaneous that I was like, that's my son. I just was just studying him. I mean, it would like look over every inch of his body and just like study the little wrinkles and little fat rolls, and his hair was crazy. He had crazy hair, which I was excited about. I was kind of taking after his father.
What are you guys gonna call him? How are you gonna name him?
SJ.
We'll call him probably Samuel, but with the nickname SJ.
SJ.
Well, SJ.
In your honor, Pops.
Bless your hearts.
I was told later that I had had a 1 in 1,000th birth at Duke Hospital.
Would you say a little prayer for him, Dad?
You know, I would gladly say a prayer.
Every single thing on our birth plan happened, which never happens. It was by God's grace that we were able to do
What joy
it.
it is to share in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Love you, Pops.
We love you too.
For never before in story or rhyme, not even once upon a time, has the world ever known a you, my friend.
And it never will. Not ever again. Heaven blew every trumpet and played every horn on the wonderful, marvelous night you were born.
So big. Little boy.